say the sequel was better. There are an equal amount of players who would say that Survivor had its fair share of shortcomings, and although I absolutely adore this game, I definitely have to agree that it isn't quite perfect. Having finished the game 3 times over now, one of which being up there with the most painstakingly difficult playthroughs I've ever done in my life, where I set the game to Grandmaster and equipped the perks that replaced enemies with tougher variants, as well as being a 1 to 2 hit kill from any enemy in the game, I feel adequately qualified to discuss this in depth. So today we're going to be diving deep into both the good and the bad of Jedi Survivor 1 year after launch. The lead up to Jedi Survivor was really strong in a marketing sense, getting its first trailer and name reveal almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, Jedi Survivor was the best or either... Okay, I think Fallen Order has a better story, but Survivor gameplay-wise, like, best Star Wars game ever, pretty much.
From there, we got a story trailer as well as the gameplay trailer, and fans were getting...
And I have so much nostalgia for it. Playing it last year, dude. The fact that it's been a year is crazy, bro. Honestly, it's crazy. It's been a year.
But the hype for the game was unfortunately brought to a halt, as only 6 weeks before it was set to launch, EA and Respawn announced they would be delaying the game until April 28th, when it was originally set to launch on March 17th, and this came with many mixed opinions from fans around the world. Surprisingly, most of the reception did seem to be actually on the positive side, because after all of the rushed, buggy messes that have launched over the last few years, people just wanted this game to launch well and be as polished as possible on release. But it did raise more than a few eyebrows and planted the seed of doubt that maybe, just maybe, they were delaying the game because something had gone wrong. And at this point, even the most positive of fans went from excited to cautiously optimistic.
Anyway, boys, I did this stream for you to suggest what videos you want me to watch. So I'll watch anything you want to if you're watching right now. Just let me know, and we'll check it out. Not watching the Mr. Beast video yet, even though that video looks like insanely really cool. But I'll watch that another time. I respect that. Yeah, there's no way it's one of the biggest flops.
Landing the game at a score of 85 on Metacritic. If you take a look at the user score, it points towards a very different story from the actual player base. This is something that's become more and more common over the years. The critic scores and user scores seem to drift further and further apart. While the game most definitely had some imperfections, most of this was to do with the performance issues that came with launch, the majority of which were on PC. But even the Xbox versions, and in certain cases the PS5 version, had their fair share of performance issues as well.
What's up, Detroit Man? What should I watch, Detroit Man? On YouTube.
Now, my own experience of Survivor on launch was actually perfect.
Oh, my bad. Let me fix that. I'm assuming you mean for the YouTube video. That's probably what you're talking about. I could indeed do that. There's definitely some good ones. Soon you mean like a Revenge of the Sith one? Because I could definitely do that. Let's turn this up to -15. That sound better?
You can't name any bugs either, aside from one hilariously annoying bounty hunter bug where the guy I was hunting glitched into a wall and I had to restart from the last checkpoint. But aside from that, the game genuinely ran pretty much flawless for me on the PS5, even before the patch, as I was lucky enough to be given a review code to play the game before launch, and even that version of the game had no issues either. Unfortunately, just because I had no issues, that doesn't mean everyone else was in the same boat.
This is going... It's... I gotta be careful which ones these I'm watching, because these are definitely the classic ones here, like the Alpaca Hawk, but I don't know if it's a good idea or not. We'll see. Rise of Darth Sand. I think this guy's pretty funny too. I don't know. We'll check out one of them. Alright, let's see what this is. Sure, Phyllis. It's pretty good.
Star Wars Episode 3 is the most disappointing thing since my spastic colon.
Will you take a look at that? Pretty pathetic, huh? Well, you'll never believe this, but that was once a human being. And not just any human being. That guy was an emperor.
I gotta turn my volume down. Then again, I thought this stuff was funny when I was like 9, so who knows?
You threw off my groove.
I'm sorry, but you've thrown off the Emperor's groove.
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely real here. I'm just like not gonna laugh unless it's like actually making me. Oh, what's up, entertainment crew? Assuming Shad, how's it going?
Master wouldn't do. I must say you're here sooner than expected.
If you're wondering what I'm watching right now,
Not yet.
Blame Detroit, man. Yeah, the quality.
Are you threatening me? Master wouldn't do.
When you say the quality is good, you mean like?
I thought I told you.
Okay, I don't know.
Not yet.
Video quality. Oh, cool. I had to turn the YouTube quality down a little bit, the one I'm watching, because like I can't. I don't want the internet to bug out, but yeah.
What's going to happen? Squeeze and jump and squeeze and jump and squeeze and all too easy.
Yeah, probably because I restarted the computer and then it was like, yeah.
It's not the Jedi way. He must live. I need him.
Yes. I need you. Oh, this is precious.
Let's be Malachite again.
And together you and I can
What?
rule the galaxy.
What?
Make things the way we want them to be.
Yo.
Morty, don't do it.
Okay, that's sick. What's up, Shad's mom? I gotta keep making these great videos just for you. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoy the content. That's hype. That's hype. That's hype. Hope they don't watch the streams. The streams be getting pretty chaotic. Not gonna lie.
I have a certain gesture I'd like to share with you.
Stupid now, bitch!
Remember what you told me about
Your mother.
and the sand people.
You mean Arabs? Whoa!
There is no time. He seems to be all right. No, leave him.
I wonder where they like just know all these edits from off the top of their head. I showed her my part and she just kept watching the video. Nah, low-key, that's hilarious, Shad, considering that video, like, that's the Vader one. What's wrong with my hair? That's the Vader one, and low-key, after your segment, it's just like the editing on that went from like kind of good to like one picture every 2 minutes. So that's pretty remarkable that she kept watching. I mean, that was, yeah, I don't know. Not my best work for sure, but glad she liked it. I guess I had some interesting topics, so it made up for it.
The Jedi will never return. He has control of the Senate and the
Windu.
Senate and the oppression of the Senate.
Mace Windu, I think you're wrong, son. I'm pretty sure that they did in fact return. In Return of the Jedi. Anyway. Let's get back to the video.
He has control of the Senate and the oppression of the Senate.
The Senate. Don't kill me. I'm too
He said the P word.
Pingers!
No! My God, what the hell is he even doing?
Goodbye, fucko.
Oh my God!
Anakin!
The fuck did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do? I shot the motherfucker out the
Anakin.
What?
Why did you kill this person? What?
He was gonna blow up the chest.
I might have to make this stream members only, not gonna lie.
You're a moron! Anakin! Watch me swoosh!
Another happy landing.
It's over, Anakin!
It's not ruggery.
Don't try it!
I shouldn't.
Do it.
Nope.
Oh. It's like Yoda and Palpatine fight, but like if it was Anakin.
Not yet, and with an attitude like that, I'm afraid you're shaping up to be a pretty pathetic indeed. From my point of view.
Not from my point of view.
Be a mighty senate.
What if Anakin never dreamed of Padme dying? That sounds like an entertainment crew video to me. Not gonna lie.
Palpatine. None of this is canon.
I don't know, how would he have like turned him that way?
I sense a plot to destroy.
The Senate. How did you know? But I'm not done yet.
This is not funny, guys. I'm gonna be honest here. I've seen much more funny videos than this. There's gotta be something. I think. I know some good, what's some good funny Star Wars videos? Gimbo definitely has the best Star Wars videos out there.
The world is changed.
I'm just gonna start playing. Assuming Padme still dies, that is. Oh yeah, so would he have turned after... Well, why would she die, though? Because she died from sadness, so... How would that make sense? Yo, guys, it's the Blue Bounty Hunter. Imagine if that was my profile picture on the channel. It wouldn't really fit like the style of video. I feel like it's like I have such a chill voice when I'm like recording the video that if it had that profile picture, it would just totally throw it all off for real. Yeah, Palpatine. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I'm just gonna. What is that? Let's see what this is. You know what? Family-friendly channel, guys. Can't be doing such things. Oh, I remember that. That was pretty funny when they had that. Yeah, if he did that, then I mean the timeline would be so skewed because like would Order 66 happen later or what would happen there? I don't know. It would change it a lot, I feel like.
Esa casa que publican toda la semana habita un vagabundo. Además necesito saber quién es realmente el dueño de esa casa. Ellos deben saberlo.
Don't worry, guys. This video is gonna be worth it.
Gracias.
We gotta watch the whole thing. It's gonna be worth it. You'll see. What's up, Shane? How's it going? Sarah Vera Crystal. Oh yeah. What should we watch? Watch more of his videos. This is where I got that one thumbnail for the one video a little bit ago. I love that moment when Palpatine's watching them fight and he's just like, yeah, like Loki. Would Anakin be on Drake or Kendrick's side? Anakin. What would Anakin? Kendrick, Drake, or Kendrick? That's a very good question. I'm trying to. Would Anakin be the guy to choose the one person or the 20 people going against them? That's what we're really asking here. Detroit Man says Kendrick. Because Detroit Man is a Kanye Glazer. So he's going to say that no matter what. Because he likes Anakin too. However, in my opinion, I agree with Detroit Man. So maybe I should stop talking. Yeah, I don't know, man. I might just pick Drake for fun. Yeah. I'm trying. I just would have to think like what would motivate him to do either way. Yeah, no, that would make sense actually. Then again, it might not be that big of a challenge because Drake had a really good diss track. I will say he had a really good diss track. So, Drop and Give Me 50 was very good. But Drop and Give Me 50 was better than anything J. Cole put out, and I'm a pretty big J. Cole fan. So, yeah, I don't know. Drake definitely came in swinging on that one. He came in on business. So, yeah, I probably should finish that video. Anyway.
Soon after.
Oh, by the way, in that moment right there, you can kind of just straight up see Dooku's head and hands are just like lying on the ground over there. Like, see that little white ball next to Dooku? That's his head, by the way, in case you wondered. You can just straight up see his head on the ground. Drake cooked everyone in the leak. Heard his whoa. I don't know of any Drake leaks. I don't know what you're talking about, okay? Drake is not the type of guy to ever have any sort of suspicious leaks coming out about him whatsoever. That would not happen. I don't know what you're talking about, Detroit, man. Maybe made it better. Drake cooked everybody. Yeah. You're saying that people like him more now. Well, Kanye definitely does. That's all I'm gonna say.
There's no time. We must get off this ship before it's too late.
He seems to be all right.
Leave him, or we'll never make it.
His fate will be the same as ours.
That's no moon. It's a space station.
Dude, he literally... I'm gonna be honest, Detroit, man, I'm not gonna be looking that up anytime soon. I think I'll pass on that one. You can go look that up though if you want to. To everyone in the chat, do not look that up. It's bad. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. I love how it's like Star Wars memes and it's just Sarah Verda Crystal. I already forgot how to say it, but it's, yeah. Bro made like 20 of them in a week.
Make it look. Wow. Okay. Make it look.
Yeah, Android. Got one myself. Curious what this is.
Confess to your crimes, and we may show mercy.
You are guilty of conspiracy against this family. Any last words?
Yeah. Oh, very interesting. I'm sensing way too many of the same memes right now, for real. Where does blue milk come from? I couldn't tell you. Now this looks like my kind of meme. The Orabesh on the gym, dude. If I saw a gym that had Orabesh on it, I would low key go there.
Anakin Skywalker, you're smart. Am I expected?
Not just the Abdu men, but the Abdu woman and the Abdu children too.
That goes so hard.
There is always a bigger game.
Master Skywalker, there are too many bodybuilders. What are we going to do?
Level 7. Thousands of battle royals.
Bro, who even is that? Who is that supposed to be?
Always two there are. A lifter and a spotter.
Yoda. What is the Broda? Is that his name? Broda over there. It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. Now let's watch a quick video essay real quick. What do you guys think of my search history on YouTube? We got Revenge of the Sith, YTP, Obi-Wan vs. General Grievous, The Blue Bounty Hunter, Krennic Death, General Grievous vs. Obi-Wan, Order 66, Star Wars, Died America, General Grievous Death, Every Death in Star Wars, Added Gallia Death, Jango Fett and Death Scene. Now, reason for that is for the video coming out next week. You'll see what I mean soon enough. Yeah, I was gonna say, why the Phantom Menace is underrated. Yeah, the Star Wars beams are fire. The lifting ones especially.
And additionally, I would like to point out the fact that not all movies have to have a main character. Have you ever heard of an ensemble cast? Like, you know, the Avengers? But not only
this video's pretty good. He's talking about how Phantom Menace is the most underrated Star Wars movie, which is literally just facts. Because it is. So, yeah. No, it was a pretty sick video. I might watch a little bit of it now.
The movie, but he is also a good main character. And more than just that he's a good character in this movie, something the prequels are slightly infamous for is their kind of shaky dialogue here and there. But Qui-Gon is one of the few characters that doesn't have a single battle,
which, by the way,
in my opinion,
gets blown way out of the water. Because, like, yes, the lines are more serious, and there are a couple of them that are, you know, subjectively wooden. It's not an objective thing, but for certain people they work, other people they don't work. But it is blown way out of proportion because they have a lot of great lines too, and like Revenge of the Sith has perfectly fine lines. So the only ones that don't is like maybe the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones have some that subjectively aren't good. But in my opinion, I grew up with them, so I don't have a problem with them. But I think they work for the movies that they're trying to be, and they're serious and they work for the film. So I don't know. That's just what I think.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent.
Part of which being a credit to Liam Neeson's amazing performance. But Qui-Gon being a good character is not what I find most
Qui-Gon is a very good character, for sure.
In the overall story of Star Wars that
yeah, I might stream sometime this week or next weekend. That's hype, dude. What are you gonna be playing, like GTA, Minecraft? What's up?
The good guys, they make a lot of mistakes, and this is part of why Anakin ultimately loses faith in them. However, there is one exception to this rule, and that is Qui-Gon Jinn, who is still faithful to what the Jedi should be.
Hey, let me know, hit me up on Discord, let me know when you're doing it, and I'll try and watch some of it if I can. Maybe Minecraft, okay. Yeah, I doubt, I don't really have a schedule right now where I can just drop and play Minecraft, but if it works out, I'll totally be down to do that, but not gonna make any promises, because I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to do much, honestly.
The Force, and not the will of the Senators. And indeed, there would never be another Jedi as true as him until Luke by the end of Return of the Jedi, and Ahsoka from around the time period of the Empire onwards. I like that he represents doing the right thing, even if everybody else disagrees, as well as staying true to yourself and your beliefs. In fact, Qui-Gon is probably one of the most important characters in Star Wars, despite the fact that people constantly ignore him. Because if he hadn't died by the end of this movie, then he would have been able to train Anakin himself. And if he had been able to train Anakin himself instead of Obi-Wan, then Anakin probably never would have turned to the dark side. In fact, that is the very reason why the song Duel of the Fates, the most
called Duel of the Fates.
This movie's amazing soundtrack, is
titled Duel of the Fates
because it is a duel over the fate of Anakin.
The main character of Star Wars.
Actually needed to accomplish was exactly what he did: kill Qui-Gon Jinn. So that way he would not be able to teach Anakin, thus making him.
So basically, what he's saying is that Qui-Gon or Darth Maul won, and he is victorious.
But that's a whole other story for a potential Clone Wars related video in the future. So as you can see,
did he ever make said Clone Wars video in the future? Did he ever make said Clone Wars video? I'll have to check that out. This one looks interesting too. I'm gonna save that to my watch later. And I'll be down to watch that too, because Attack of the Clones is very good. Not as good as the Phantom Menace, in my opinion, but still good nonetheless. Did he make a Clone Wars one? No, it doesn't look like he did. Okay, anyway. What are your guys' thoughts on the Phantom Menace? It's coming out in theaters in the next week, and I'm gonna go see it. It's gonna be hype.
As this movie also brings us the young Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I actually love Obi-Wan in this one.
He also has some very good lines in this movie which have gone down in legend.
Why do I sense we've picked up another pathetic life form?
And I think his storyline throughout the
Yeah,
entire
it's actually
prequel trilogy is
genuinely
well
really good
written.
line.
Because of Qui-Gon's death in this movie, he didn't get to spend as much time with him as he needed to really gain all the wisdom that his master had, which is why he isn't able to perfectly teach Anakin the way Qui-Gon would have, thus leading to his ultimate fall to the dark side. And of course, I can't forget to mention Padme, an extremely underrated character from the prequel trilogy, as I don't think it's much of a controversial opinion to say Obi-Wan is a great character, but Padme, for some reason, there are still some people who think she isn't that good. But honestly, if all quote-unquote strong female characters in Hollywood were as good as Padme is in this movie, then I don't think anyone would be complaining about all these quote-unquote strong female characters. As Padme, despite being queen, is an active character who refuses to just let her people suffer, and is someone who is constantly curious of all the
Facts.
things going on in the universe so that she
Yo,
can better
Shane.
understand it. She is kind, but
Shane, I'm
firm,
about
and
to make
doesn't
you
break
a,
under the pressures of other people telling her what to do. Similar to
moderator.
Qui-Gon, she strongly believes
Like,
in
not that
something
that
and is
matters
willing
at
to
all, but
fight for the thing she
I'll
believes
make
in.
you
And
a,
let's see, what other great characters are there in this movie?
I'm gonna make you a moderator
Looks like it's the part of the video where I
because
have to
that's
talk
such
about
a
how Jar Jar Binks
base statement, and
is not
also
actually that
you've been watching the
bad.
channel for a
Like,
while. I've
I
seen you
mean,
on the streams a
sure,
lot,
there's that
so
scene
you
when he
definitely
steps in a
deserve it.
pile of poop and the part where he gets farted on by some alien camel, but that's like a grand
Yeah,
total of
dude, those
10
are the-
seconds in this movie. Are we really gonna
some
say
of the
the
best
whole
humor
movie is
ever.
bad because of those two scenes? I think not. And other than that, Jar Jar's really not that bad.
Yeah, that's what I was
Sure, he
gonna say.
does
Jar
go
Jar is
kinda
not that bad.
crazy in a few scenes and maybe talks for a little bit too long, but I wouldn't call him insufferably annoying or anything like that.
He's definitely not
he's supposed
insufferable.
to be a bit of an idiot, isn't he? That's the whole point of his character. The idea that some nobody idiot could still be a hero and be a vital part in saving the galaxy. Without him, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan would have never been able to make it to the Queen's palace to rescue her, and Padme never would have made peace with the Gungans and knew about their army in order to rescue her people. I mean, it's really quite inspirational if you think about it. And besides, not all.
You're welcome,
he
bro.
has at least a couple of funny moments.
Have to
In the
watch
grand
out
scheme
for
of
my
things, he
the
may
real
be
ones in the
weakest
chat, of
character in
course.
this movie, but that doesn't make him bad by default. But if
I wouldn't
had
even
to
say
convince
Jar Jar's
you
the
with this
weakest character in the
video,
movie
then
because
there's
I
a much
really,
better video
like I
on
said, they're
YouTube
really
made by someone else that explains pretty well why
the
Jar
idea
Jar
of
is
him
not
being an
that bad
idiot,
of a character.
but he's
And
also really
the more I
nice,
think
like one of
about
the
it, there
nicest
actually is
characters in
one
the whole
character who
series
I think
is really
slightly
hard.
worse than
I feel
Jar
like.
Jar in this movie, and that is young Anakin. And personally, I don't blame the actor for him being the worst character in the movie, because he is just a kid, and he definitely did not deserve the amount of hate that he got, nor did Ahmed Best, who played Jar Jar, either. I mean, it was an extreme amount of hate that they got. It's absolutely unreasonable, too, that people attacked them, the actors, who are simply playing a character and not the person responsible for the movie, George Lucas, who also did not deserve the amount of hate that he got either, but the actors deserve the hate even less, because they were simply doing a job they were paid to do. But anyways, the reason young Anakin is the weakest character is simply because, though he tried his best, Jake Lloyd couldn't quite pull off the level of acting needed to bring the character to life properly, and thus he feels very fake, is the best way to put it. In fact, dare I say my least favorite line in this entire movie is when he jumps off the table and says yippee. Which may just be one of the single fakest things outside of the sequel trilogy in all of Star Wars. Oh, and also, I feel the need to debunk the absurd criticism that this movie is cliched with how it makes Anakin the Chosen One. Because the whole point of Anakin being the Chosen One is that he fails to be the Chosen One. Which, of course, is something that's relevant to Revenge of the Sith.
I don't know.
In this movie. But
He
the
kind of
same
doesn't,
logic still
though.
applies here because
But in the
it's all part of
prequels,
same
that does
story.
make sense,
George
yeah.
Lucas wasn't using the Chosen One trope to be lazy or cliche, but in order to subvert the Chosen One trope. Okay? Got that? I don't want to hear any more complaints about Anakin's just a cliche Chosen One, because he's not. But on the bright side, whenever he isn't talking, he isn't actually too bad, such as in the absolutely spectacular pod.
No. Now not only the stream, but the video I'm watching isn't working internet-wise either. Hey, we gotta get to 20 minutes and then the whole thing explodes. That's how it works. How embarrassing. How embarrassing.
racing scene, which is
Oh,
one of the
we're
only
back,
scenes
we're
in this
back.
movie that pretty much no one complains about because there's basically nothing wrong with it.
Cannot
on
wait to
any
watch this
level.
in
fact, you have to be crazy
144p,
not to get
boys.
goosebumps at least once while watching this.
No,
Part of the
pod
reason
race
it's so
scene is
satisfying is because
one of the best
sound
scenes
design
in,
is immaculate.
yeah, that's it. Sound design's insane there. For real.
But more so than that, it is an extremely well-paced race, as it spends the first lap establishing the
No. Not an ad. Unless I just actually bugged out. I don't know what's going on. Skip.
dangerous, deadly threats along the course. Then in the second lap, we get to see how Anakin passes up on all the other racers, leading to just him and Sebulba in the final lap, which is what makes the final lap so intense, since now that everyone else is gone, it's just him versus Sebulba.
Well, this might be it for the stream, guys, but this is actually a great video from a great channel. Check this guy out. And I agree with like everything he's saying right now.
Laps just makes his confrontation with Anakin even more intense. It is a genuinely perfect slice of cinema, and almost certainly the single best part of this movie. I mean, how can you say a movie that has this scene in it is like a 1 out of 10? That's ridiculous. And speaking of things most people don't usually complain about in this movie, that brings me to Darth Maul, who isn't much of a character in this movie.
I love when people say like, I really didn't like the pod race that much. I mean, it's really not that good of a scene. It's like when people are watching a movie that they don't like, and then there's a scene that's obviously good, like really good quality, but they turn their mind off so much to the film that they watch the scene. They're like, you know, I don't really like that scene that much, to be honest. Like the pod race scene of Battle of Coruscant with Revenge of the Sith. Those are both objectively great scenes. They're really well paced, have multiple great tense moments. The characters are really well portrayed in both of them. It's really great, and it's like just, I don't know, visually they're amazing as well as like technical levels, visual effects and sound design stuff. It all comes together to make some of the best scenes in science fiction, fantasy, action, history. And then there's people that are just like, oh, I just don't like it that much. It's like, you know, opinion, but it feels like they're kind of just turning their brain off at that point. I like Obi-Wan in the prequel trilogy. Yeah, I love Obi-Wan in the prequels. I actually really like Alec Guinness as well, because like he has one of the best acting moments, I feel like, ever, when he's talking about how Anakin was a good friend, considering he didn't even know anything about the prequels, and yet it fits perfectly with the prequels because it sounds like he's looking back on them. So yeah, it works really well for sure. Yeah, I love Obi-Wan in the prequels too.
Evil. But that's what's genius about his design, is he looks like the most pure evil, vile villain in the entire universe. And yet, he is only the apprentice, which is just a subtle way of foreshadowing just how evil Palpatine really is. Well, unless of course you've already seen Return of the Jedi, then you kind of already know how evil he is, but you know, I'm talking as if you were going in chronological order. Oh, speak of the devil, that brings me to my next point. Palpatine, who may as well just be the devil, but that's besides the point. The main point is that he is a fantastic character in every movie that he appears in, except The Fall of Skywalker, which he sucks in that movie. And that is because he is one of the greatest villains in all of cinematic history. And someone on YouTube has already made a video about why he's so great, which you should also check out along with that Jar Jar one. Though the thing I like most about Palpatine, surprisingly, isn't the deliciously evil performance by Ian McDiarmid, but rather just how clever of a villain he actually is, constantly manipulating everyone and pulling the strings while doing so little of the work himself. I mean, why bother destroying all your enemies when you can make them destroy themselves?
Not for real, it is actually genius though, how good Palpatine is in episode 1 and 2.
The plan all starts here in this first movie chronologically, except for some reason, despite how good of a plot Palpatine's plan actually is, people complain about the plot of this movie all the time. Oh my goodness. Ew. Political discussions and trade negotiations. It's so boring. If I had $1 for every time I heard someone complain about the politics or trade negotiation stuff in this movie, I'd probably have enough money to buy a Lego Death Star. These complaints
Slim
are
Jim?
some of the most absurd complaints I've heard of a plot in any movie ever. I mean, first of all, the complaint is completely subjective. Like saying you thought it was boring.
I'm really making some great content here, taking someone else's video and slapping my face in the corner.
Secondly, and even more
Only the best on the
significantly,
Blue Bounty
is when
Hunter
people
channel.
say that the plot of this movie is confusing. I have never understood this complaint.
Oh yeah,
because
saying the
outside of probably
confusing
the first time I watched
makes
this
no
movie
sense
when
at
I was
all.
too young to understand anything, I have always understood the plot of this movie, or at least enough of it to understand all the major points. In my opinion, saying that you don't understand the plot of this movie is doing more of a disservice to yourself than being a valid criticism of the movie. And if for some reason you still think the plot of this movie is confusing, well, get ready, because I'm about to explain to you the plot of The Phantom Menace. The greedy Trade Federation wants to increase their wealth and power, and so they try to take over Naboo and its riches. But in order to avoid legal actions being taken against them, they try to force the Queen to sign a document that will make their invasion illegal. So then, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, who fail to stop the invasion, are forced to flee with the Queen to Tatooine, where they meet Anakin and need his help in order to leave that planet because of their engine problems. But when they return to Coruscant, Padme is unable to convince the senators to take action, as well as Qui-Gon failing to convince the Jedi that Anakin should be trained, because they are too afraid of the fear that is building up within him. And so, because Padme can't get any action from the Senate, she decides to go back to her home planet with the help of Jar Jar Binks in order to use the Gungan army to help retake her planet. Meanwhile, Darth Maul is sent to stop Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, and manages to kill Qui-Gon in the process, leaving Anakin without the teacher that he needed. And all of this was secretly being manipulated by Palpatine in order so that he could become the next Supreme Chancellor. As you can see, it's really not that complicated. It's certainly not more complicated than your average action-adventure movie, and certainly not on the same level as most mystery movies. Additionally, I really don't understand the complaint that all these political scenes are boring, because they are some of the most important driving factors in the plot. If you're actually paying attention to what's going on, you won't find these scenes boring. So that's the only conclusion I can draw, is that people weren't actually paying attention to the movie, because that's the only way you could both not understand the plot and find these scenes boring. In fact, one of the things I quite like about these political scenes is it shows us the many different perspectives of many different species and aliens and peoples across the galaxy. It makes the world of Star Wars feel 10 times bigger than it ever did in the original trilogy. In fact, the prequel trilogy's single greatest achievement may be its world building. While
Yeah.
Tatooine may be reused from
World
the original
building's
trilogy,
insane in
the
this one.
locations that we do see in this movie are arguably more interesting than a lot of the places we saw in the original trilogy.
Oh, easily. In fact, the Phantom Menace, Naboo's a great planet. Though Coruscant is iconic, like one of the best planets in all of Star Wars. But even Attack of the Clones, I feel like had, about the same level as the original trilogy, maybe a little more unique, maybe a little more fantastical, if that's a word. Revenge of the Sith, though, the planets in that are just, they were cooking. Mustafar, Utapau, obviously Coruscant, but that was introduced earlier. And then Felucia, Maigito, Cato Moria, Seleucami. That's definitely more than 4. I don't know why I had 4. And then what else was in there? I guess Alderaan. Something else. Anyone? Kashyyyk. There we go. Kashyyyk. That's the